Hey, Brooks, this is John Johnson at the Desert Eagle. If you will, take us back a little bit during the hip injury. I think it was a hip, which you were dealing with, and how you overcame that, and when you really felt full speed.
Yeah, so the hip injury started last year, really, and I didn't want to have to think about it during last season, so I kind of tackled it once the season ended. We really got it going mid-February is when I got my MRI, and then I had to have a surgery in March, and that put me out a few months. So I was just doing rehab and all that stuff, and I missed spring because of it, obviously. But I just wanted to be ready for the season, and so that whole process put me back in, I think it was August or something. But, I mean, it's still been I've still felt the repercussions from the surgery, but it's not been a really issue that I've had to deal with throughout the season. Go ahead.
Right hip or left hip? Which hip?
Yeah, it's my right hip.
And so, how did that affect you as swing your leg kicking?
I think it doesn't really affect me. It's more of like I just know it's there type thing. It's something that I've had to overcome for the past year, so I know how to overcome it and deal with it. But, it's just still a work in progress, and I'm still just trying to do my job out there for the team.
And if you don't mind, what exactly was involved in the surgery?
I don't really want to get into too much detail on that, but, I mean, I've overcome that so far, and I'm still just trying to push forward through the rest of the season.
I got you. Another question here on as far as it's getting late in the season, it gets colder. It could be really cold Saturday. I'm just curious as a kicker, how does that affect y'all, and how do you stay loose and warm on the sideline?
Yeah, we're going from we obviously don't have as many reps as the other players, so we're standing around there a lot on the sideline, but we're doing a lot more moving around, and thank the Lord that they put those heaters out there so we can stand in front of those. But it's just staying in the net, staying loose the whole game, really, because obviously you never know when your number's going to get called. But it's just moving around a lot more and trying to stay active and stay loose the whole game.
Hey Brooks, it's Jamal at WSFA in Montgomery. I just have a quick question about the special teams unit as a whole. You and Mike have made such an impact, on the team and in the games. Obviously, with your place kicking, and Mike with his punts. I mean, he's won a couple of Special Teams Player of the Week's award. When you guys are in the special teams room and getting ready for games, what are you sort of talking about? As you guys are thinking about how you can approach and have an impact.
Yeah, I think it just comes back to us being able to do our jobs the way that we've trained for every week. We start the process back in spring, and we've sort of had this mentality of just take one rep at a time and try to focus on doing our job and helping the team as much as we can. And I feel like our group doesn't – as specialists, we don't really get as much praise as the other team, but there's guys on that specialist in the specialist unit that deserve a lot of praise, like Quentin Skinner. He's a long snapper. He's impacted this group so much, like with his snaps. They're always perfect. You always can count on him to get the snap there. And then, with Quaid holding, I can always count on him on holding the ball, how it needs to be held. And I know with Mike, he's going to flip the field. So we just have a lot of trust in each other, and we're just having the mentality of doing our job to the best of our abilities.
And then I think I saw Justin Tucker yesterday talk about how much of a mental battle it is when you're out there place kicking. You're kind of battling yourself as well as the elements. For you personally, how do you go about approaching setting up for a kick, and when you're thinking about the things, obviously because you can change the game on your own, with one kick.
Right. We try not to think about the situation. I've said this before. We try not to think about the situation that we're being put in. We just try to think about one kick at a time, and a lot of it is just staying mentally neutral and blocking out everything around us, blocking out the fans, blocking out the situation, the score, anything like that, and just focusing on what we've been training to do for basically our whole life. But I mean, it's just taking one play at a time and not thinking about the whole situation.
Hey, Bruce, as kind of the veteran guy amongst the kickers, what have you seen from some of the younger guys like Scott Taylor-Renfro and Zach Long this year?
Yeah, I mean, they've improved a lot over the past year, I think, and I know that once I leave, there's not going to be much of a drop-off because they're always pushing me to be my best, and I'm hard on them just as much as they're hard on me. We're just trying to push each other to be better, and yeah, Scott's doing really good. He's improved so much over the last year. He's kicking the ball really well, as well as Zach Long. Y'all have seen him do kickoffs, and he's punching those things to the end zone. So, yeah, it's good to see that we have other guys in the room that everyone trusts.
Brooks, Coach Summerall mentioned the South Alabama game. I know you'd missed the field goal earlier in the game, and then you got the big one late in the game. How big was that for you to, you don't miss many, and then you came back and hit a really long one?
Yeah, it was good. I mean, I was happy that I got another opportunity because you try to make the most of the ones that you get, but when you miss your first one, it's like you want another one, and obviously you want the team to score, but if not, then you want to be able to go out there and make it up. But, I mean, it felt really good after. Especially after that first miss, and that first one, I don't really know what happened. I went back and watched it, but I mean, I was just praying that I was going to get another opportunity, and I did, and I'm thankful that Coach Summerall trusts me and to put me back out there and be able to do that.
Coach Jamal at WSFA Montgomery, you guys know what's at play on Saturday. You guys know what's at stake, and Coach Summerall, I think, put it the best. You guys control your own destiny, so what do you think this week of mental preparation is going to be like, knowing the game that you have on Saturday?
Yeah, I mean, I think we treat it like every other week. We want to go in, forget what happened on Saturday. I know we won. It's good and all that, but it's Monday. It's time to move on, and we're going to prepare like we do for every game and go in and try to get a win.
Gunnar, just being here for so many years, what's the message you're sending to your peers right now in this moment? Because you've been in many, games that are extremely important, but for the younger guys looking up, what are you saying to them?
I mean, I think it's really the same thing I've been saying all year. We'll break it down a lot, and I'll break it down on win. Just go out there and do your job, and we'll win the game. And I think that's been the best part about all of it is just winning. The past couple of years haven't went the way we wanted to, and it's fun now, and we know what's at stake, and we just want to go out there and win.
Hey, Gunnar, how big is the confidence of the offense this past week, the way you guys already moved the ball, especially on the ground?
Oh yeah, I mean, I think that was huge this week. Our O-line played great. Kamani, DK played great. I mean, it was real easy on me. I mean, I didn't have to do much. Maybe alert a few plays here and there, but other than that, handing the ball off and watch them work, it was fun. And I think we'll have a lot of confidence after that, and we'll just get better and better each week.
Gunnar, I don't know if you've seen much from Arkansas State's defense or not, if you've been able to watch any film on them, but if you have, what's sort of something that stands out to them that you think that you're going to have to pay attention to this week?
Yeah, I watched a little bit this morning, and I mean, I think they're a good defense. I mean, they caused a few turnovers in the game that I watched. They caused a few turnovers, and I mean, I think that's a thing we preach about is just taking care of the ball every week, and I think as long as we do that, we'll be fine.
Hey, Dallas.
Go ahead, Jamal.
All right. Hey, Dallas, Jamal from WSFA Montgomery. The defense, a really solid game on Saturday. You had the scoop and score there as well. What was it like to watch, for you guys to get out there and play ball like that?
Oh, it was fun. That was one of the better games our defense has played, and that's what I would expect for us, like, to progress each and every game. And that was one of the focal points of our week this week, just to make sure that we continue to get better. And there is a lot of things we still need to clean up, but, like, I love watching this team get better each game.
Dell, you mentioned, that cleanup portion. It's a big game on the line coming Saturday. So what's the conversation like right now to right some of those wrongs?
Kind of today's practice is a cleanup practice a little bit, just go through and talk about what things could have been better And we've done, to give our guys credit, we've done a great job of learning from our mistakes, and I think that's how we've been able to be as successful as we have been so far. So kind of just go through and just make sure that we're learning again.
Dell, is there
Hey,
anything? Oh, sorry.
My bad, Jamal. Go ahead.
Yeah, this is my last question. Dell, is there anything that you've seen from the Arkansas State offense that maybe you guys are trying to key in on, or say like maybe this is a point of emphasis to sort of we want to stop?
We always want to stop the rushing game first, and if we can do that, it'll make things a little bit easier. So if we can trust our D-line and our linebackers and stop the rushing game, we can focus a little bit more on stopping the passing game from there. But in total, we just want to make sure that we do our jobs and make sure that they don't score points.
Have you noticed many differences in Arkansas's offense in the past couple of years?
Yeah, here and there. They're a little bit. Each team is different each and every season. But at the end of the day, I'm going to respect each and every one of them the same way, but trust our defense enough to do our jobs.
Hey Dale, this is John at the Dozen Eagle. It's been a long season, but y'all actually seem to be playing your best football right now, right when you need to be. The fact that it's going to come down to the last weekend to decide a division title, does that help the focus even that much more?
That thought's there, but at the same time, we've had our coaches, especially Coach Summerall, do a great job of keeping us narrowed in on what's in front of us at this moment. Same thing with our strength staff. And we just finished a workout, and we just talked about just focus on the game in front. And so right now we're just focused on Arkansas State, and we'll trust everything else that comes along with it.